everybody. Welcome to the John Hardy Show. It's a delight to be with you once again. And in this dynamic, we're actually doing one of the interviews that I do with businesses. And this is Michael Worthington from 101 Media Group, where I actually do all my recording. And I think it's a really, really cool story of what Michael has been through for the past 2 years. And I know it well because I got to be a part of that very, very early on.
You did.
And that was really fun. So tell us...
when we had the broom cupboard.
That's right, when we had the broom cupboard, yeah. It was interesting. So tell me, how did you and why did you start this media group, Michael?
All right, so when I very first... So, as you know, I was out of my other businesses, looking for something to do. And look, I'm a marketing guy. Yes. I love marketing and I love helping people do marketing. And a friend of mine was doing YouTube videos at the time and he showed me how it was working. And I thought to myself, okay, I've got a few control issues. So I thought, I want to control some of my own marketing. I don't want to rely on Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram. You've got to use them as well. But I thought, why don't we build our own radio station? So it all started with an online radio station.
Yes.
But my only purpose of building it was to have my own marketing platform for the YouTube videos and shows like yourself, so I could market my clients, have their own platform. So it's grown to 1.5 million listeners worldwide.
I know.
But that's why we built it. And you know, sometimes people say, oh, people copy you. They can only copy where you are. They can't copy where you're going because they don't actually know where you're going.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember in the early days that we talked about the 100 listeners and 1,000 listeners, and we thought, and we saw the J curve, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh,
that was part of our imagination of our preferred future.
Yep.
And we thought, will we get there? You know, that kind of thing. And we set goals and targets, and we just did something on a regular basis. So what did you do in the show on a regular basis?
Okay, I think on a regular basis, what we did, we said, okay, we only know so many people. I only know so many, you only know so many. So right at the very beginning, we said, okay, let's bring in a networking principle. Networking means when you go to networking events, it's not usually the person you're talking to you're going to do business with. It's their network you want to get exposure to. So that for us became a very powerful tool to invite people on, broadcast them and say, hey, and tell all your friends you're on the radio station, which they did. And we started talking to people overseas, and we still do. And we've had some fascinating guests on from overseas as well as Australia, where we're based. If I was being cold and clinical, the whole reason I let them on is so they tell their friends.
Absolutely.
And their friends listen. But it's a win-win both ways.
Absolutely, because they have a client base that they are willing to introduce you to.
If you do something for them, and that was the reciprocal.
So there was a clear point in time where it changed from a radio station to a media group.
Yes.
Talk about, because you know, oftentimes businesses evolve and they grow. Certainly there is a dream, but those pivotal points, how did you figure out that was the point of change and I'm going to be a media group now?
Okay. Day one I decided I was going to be a media group.
Yep.
Because I looked at the media and said, well, they make all the money.
Yes. And they still are.
And they still are. So I went, okay, we're going to be a media group, but we're going to be online. Now, I've been in business several times, and I know people copy, people steal, people do all sorts of things in good intentions. Look, great, good on them, go for it. So why I didn't call it a media group initially was so they couldn't see where I was going. And this is a big warning to a lot of people. You get some great ideas and you tell somebody.
Yes, they
and
do.
Guess what? They've got the wherewithal and the facilities to implement it immediately while you're still trying to work yours out. And they can beat you to the finish line.
Correct, yes.
Beat to the launch. So I think it's very important in business. That's one of the lessons I've learned along the way. So in this one, no one knew I wanted it to be a media group. No one knew I wanted it to be online radio, online TV, online newspapers, magazines. Oh, there's a giveaway.
Yeah.
But That is why I didn't. So from day one, I already knew. So I did one of your principles that you share in my strategic plan. I went, what does the media group have in it? Has radio, has TV, has magazines or newspapers, or some electronic reading material of that sort. Once I had them three, I went, where's the easiest point of entry? And where am I going to get my clients from to market the other facilities into? And that became the radio station.
So it was a growth point, wasn't it? That you knew now I can actually, I've owned radio and now there's a really strong base.
Yes.
And this is what businesses often don't do they? They don't get the base strong enough to bring. So tell us about the strengthening of your base.
Okay, so the strengthening of a radio station really when I set the target, and I think on day one I said to you we're going to have 1 million listeners.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
And I believed you.
Yes.
Yes.
Most people didn't know why. Most people just thought, oh, well, that's just an ego number. But, well, maybe, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But, no, the main reason was I went, and this is from marketing, just from percentage numbers. I said, once I've got 1 million and I launched the John Hardy show, I can get subscribers to your channel, I can get viewers to your channel by telling them. I just knew the numbers. I knew the conversion numbers from online radio promotion to actually people clicking through to watch a YouTube channel. And because I knew the number, I just reverse engineered it.
Yes.
And when I get 1 million, guess what? I can launch yours. Now, you've already been approved for YouTube commercialisation,
right.
a brand partner.
Yes.
They just went to tick that off.
Yes.
We've had several of our clients get there now.
Yes.
That's the turning point. So the reason to get to 1 million is it was then reverse engineering again. How many guests do I need?
Yeah.
How many people do you know? People would come to me and say, I want to come on your radio station. Oh, really? How many people do you know? Oh, not many. Oh, I'll get in touch.
That's right.
And they go,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, well, I'm connected to this church group. I'm connected to this. I'm connected to that. Wonderful. I interviewed artists because of all the artists who are connected to throughout the world. We did interviews in Beirut. We went live to Beirut, interviewed a nice lady there, Lena Kliniken, and she's won gold medals at the Olympic Artist Awards.
Wow.
But her network was massive.
Yes.
You know, we put that out, and I think in 24 hours, I had like 10,000 of her friends watched her.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's a big number.
That is a big number.
That's
Absolutely.
a big number. For us, it's a big number.
Yes.
10,000 of her friends came and engaged and knew about us. So that's pretty clinical, typical marketing, clinical marketing, reverse the numbers, reverse engineer it, and that's how you grow.
So tell me a bit why it's a strong business today. What's its strength today?
Its strength today is the diversity of products it can offer its clients. So you've got an online radio station now with just over 1.5 million listeners. We have a media arm with 4K broadcast cameras.
Yes.
We can go live. We can not only create shows for you on YouTube to drive customers to your existing company and their existing business, and also make your money on YouTube. We can do commercial videos. We have a joint venture with a drone operator that we both know, with a big Inspire 2 drone. So the commercial videos. So I think it's the quality of the production, and the fact, I think its biggest strength is it's not stopping. People can see where I am now.
Yes.
But you know me.
Yes.
They can't see where I'm going and the creativity that's coming through. But every client, well, you see creativity every time you come in.
Yes, how I do.
That's what's driving. That gives us its strength. The creativity and the passion and the willingness to continue to be creative is what drives us forward.
Now, how many staff do you actually have, Michael?
2.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it, that we sometimes think media studios, organisations, or any business to really get the kind of numbers you want demands lots of people to actually make it work. So tell us the strength that brings to you in how you've done business.
It makes you systemize.
Yes.
It makes you systemize, and it's driven by just more people will not make a better business.
That's right, yes.
And it won't give you more business. So you've really got to go, before you employ someone, can I redo this and restructure it somehow where I can become more productive? And what you're really trying to do, and what we're really trying to do, and I'll just squeeze it because I know you want to go to a break, what we're really trying to do is get it to a stage where it is so compact, so dense, that when I step up and let 2 other people come underneath, my profit, the net profit, the money that actually goes in your pocket, doesn't decrease, it increases.
Yes, that's right.
Most people make the step and say, oh, well, your money decreases when you make the step.
Yes.
It does not have to be that
That's
way.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So it really is, and I'm just thinking of my methodology, clients, prospects, process, people.
Yeah.
And it really is interesting to watch a quality business like this, Michael, at work. And I can see, I'm not making claim that you own this, but I can see how this process that I use is working dramatically and powerfully in your business.
Absolutely.
So are we about to take a break?
We are.
We are. So we're going to take a break because we would like to just delve a little bit deeper into this with Michael. So stay tuned and we'll be back in just a little while. Are you living somewhere not in Perth, Australia, and you would like to be a guest on my show? I would love you to get in contact with me because we have great technology so we can put you on my show wherever you are. So, how to do that? Contact me via email, john@peakconsultancy.com.au, or really easily, leave a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you and we will be able to set that up. Looking forward to being in touch and looking forward to you being on my show. Hey, welcome back everybody. I've got Michael Worthington from 101 Media Group in the studio today, and it's actually where I do my studio work, and it really is a delight to be able to share with you. And so we want to just touch on a couple of areas, and we're going to ask Michael about maybe some tips that he's learned about mistakes that he's made. So, do you want to have a go?
Mistakes. Well, I'm a Taurus, so I kind of go bull of the game.
Okay, yes.
That tends to lead to mistakes, but I'm just so driven, I've got an attitude that I don't care, I'll just break through and go through that side. But mistakes do cost you money.
Yes.
They cost you time, and probably the worst thing mistakes can do is cost your clients.
Yes.
You make mistakes, and all of a sudden you've done it with somebody who's new, who's not used to you, and they won't wear it.
Yep.
They'll just go. And you lose them, but you don't just lose the one person, you lose the entire network that person's connected to. And that is really difficult to win them back, and just about impossible sometimes. Once a client's got your trust and they tend to understand you, they'll forgive some of your experiments.
Yes.
You do some experiments that go quite wrong. I remember we did a green screen.
Yes.
Well, I thought, well, how can it be? We'll just get some cardboard and sticky tape it to the wall. Well, people had lines going. Regular clients thought it was hilarious, and we're just not going to show that, are we, Michael? No, we're not. New clients were like, that's shocking. I can't believe you're so poor quality. Because they hadn't been on the journey.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're experimenting, pick the clients that are trustworthy, that know you, that go, this is an experiment. I don't know whether this will work or not.
Yeah.
So I think rushing, and if you take a step back and analyse it, and one thing I used to do for other businesses, I used to help them set up advisory boards, which is our next step. The one thing I like an advisory board, they're not a paid board, so they can't tell you what to do, but they can reflect back to you so you get a bit of a thought pattern. And by having some strategic people on there, correct people, they'll reflect from different perspectives, and you may not make the same mistakes. And hey, it's taken us just over 2 years to get here. If I was honest and did the advisory board, took my own advice. And put it in perhaps after the first 6 months after I'd sorted a couple of things out, I think would have got here quicker and probably better. And we may not look different, but our acceleration, our growth, and our owning this space would be a lot more complete than what it is today.
Yeah. So we rush, don't we, as entrepreneurs?
Yes.
We want to get there faster, and that's a big mistake, and on not getting people around us.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really critical.
And I think another one that I think everyone battles with, you know, we start a radio station and you see someone else start a radio station, you go, oh, they're copying me.
Yes.
You know? Instead of going, hold on, I'm not a radio station. Yes, I've got a radio station.
Yes.
And someone said to me the other day, and it really was pointed, they said, oh, you've got an online radio station, they've got an online radio station, you're the same business. And my reflection back was, well, we both do you drive to work? And you go, yeah, well, so do I. We must be in the same business. It's about that relevance.
Yes.
Their business is not my business. They've got a radio station that supports what they're doing. I have one that supports what I'm doing. But it doesn't define the business. That's like just saying, well, we've both got accountants. We must be in the same business. It's like, it doesn't work that way.
That's right, yeah.
So I think one of the lessons I've learned, and it is difficult, don't get me wrong, when someone else goes, I would like to have an online radio station, help them.
Yes.
Help them do it. Ask them why. Understand where they're going with it. Try and clarify how it will benefit them in their business, and then help them do it.
Yeah.
If someone says, I want to produce YouTube videos, get to understand why, how it will help their business, and then help them do it. You know what you're doing? You're actually driving them that way while you take your business this way.
Yeah.
And it works for both people.
Of course it does. And
There's
I think
plenty of room for everyone.
there is, and there is so much opportunity out there for us.
Yeah. I mean, there's 1.8 billion people watch YouTube every month.
And we've only got 1.5.
No, that's the radio station.
Oh, that's the radio station?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1.8 billion people watch. Now, I can tell you that the people that like watching me may not like watching you.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Or they like watching us, but won't watch somebody else.
Yes.
So you know what? YouTube is free for the viewer.
Yes.
They can watch both of us.
Yes.
So if you've got a channel and I've got a channel, we aren't competitive.
No, we're not.
I think what is the biggest lesson I learned for online is stop viewing the other person as a competitor, as a collaborator.
Yeah.
Join, because you have a network I don't have access to. I have a network you don't have access to. So why don't you interview me, which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I interview
Absolutely.
you, which is what we're going to do.
That's right.
And that's how you grow a YouTube channel.
And that's exactly why I've got you on the show today, purposefully, for my growth.
I hope you watch.
But we want to give business principles, and that's part of interviewing business people like yourself, Michael, is helping people see the story of how you've evolved. And I just know, being part of this journey of a business from zero to see the growth we're seeing, and which will continue to grow, because the world is a big wide place, and we're being smarter and getting cooperation. The reality of having YouTube help us, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
They actually want to help you because it helps them.
So in my world, my goal and my lesson I keep reminding myself of, and I do have to, is when someone's doing something similar or the same, help them. You're not competitors anymore in this world. There's 1.8 billion people. I can't serve them all. Become collaborators.
Yes.
As soon as you switch your mindset, and yes, it is difficult and challenging, but when you switch that mindset and you're talking about it, one of your shows about being helpful, about helping other people, inspiring, you are collaborators. Every single person who produces videos on YouTube should be collaborating with each other. They're not competing.
Yeah. It's a fascinating space of business. So, yes, you are a media group, but you're a business.
Yeah.
And you've been a growth business. So where do you see, as a business, the principles that have really helped you get to where you are, that will get to where you're going?
Building that knowledge base and that foundation and working out all the systems allows you to franchise. So for me, a franchise is not selling a business to someone where they make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. Selling a business to me is where you get someone into a business and you support them, you help them with clients, because remember, you're not competing, you're collaborating. So they get 6-7 figure businesses and get a lifestyle. That's why you go into business.
Yes.
So if you can do your business correctly at the beginning and get it modeled correctly, you can actually give this to somebody else. And when I say give, basically just the cost of the equipment, not much else, and some training, some coaching that will help them along the way, and get them to a stage where you can just give them what they need to get a lifestyle. So that's why I've done this. And if I get them a lifestyle, I get a lifestyle.
Oh, absolutely you do.
And the better lifestyle I give them, the better lifestyle I get.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and people try chopping up in little tiny bits. Oh, I'll sell 50 franchises. Why? You've got the entire world. If 3 people could boom in Perth, where we are in West Australia, and have more business they could handle, then do 3 and move on.
Yes, that's right.
It's a great excuse to visit the eastern states,
Yes.
New Zealand, Singapore, America, UK. Don't be greedy. Just know that you're in a global world, in the world that I'm in, and therefore you can help people build really terrific lifestyles.
And it's been a mindset issue, because people say where we live, Michael, Perth is one of the most isolated cities on the planet. And yet, how has that held us back?
No.
And so mindsets often are the biggest challenge for people in business. So tell us about your mindset.
But in what way?
How you think about breaking open opportunities.
I think my number one mindset is abundance.
Okay, cool.
Not scarcity.
Yes.
If someone said, I'm starting a network organisation tomorrow, I'd say there's plenty of room for you. You know, we've got a few million people here. If someone says, well, I'm going to start my own YouTube business like you, Michael, fantastic. You know, there's 1.8 billion people visit YouTube. Someone says, can you give me the time of day? I came in to do this, but I need to ask you this. Have an abundance mindset, and when you realise you've got more than enough time for everything, you've got more than enough of yourself to give, there's more than enough customers out there for everybody, because there's more people breeding every day apparently.
Yes.
So the customers just keep coming. You know, it's not like it's a pie, take a piece of the pie. It's how many pies keep coming out the oven? Lots.
In Australia, 1 new person every 83 seconds.
There you go. So plenty of customers. So I think the first thing is the abundance mindset. That really does drive everything, and it can really keep you grounded and square and get out of that competitive nature and more in collaboration nature. So abundance is definitely one of my number ones. The second one I would say that really drives me forward is helping other people.
Yes.
I like to see other people successful.
And you know, I'm in the room. I have my own YouTube channel. Why? Because Michael and I have been in a relationship for the last 2 years, and it's been a collaborative relationship where we've done coaching and conversations along the way. But you've helped me as we've worked through the radio and then into the YouTube, and now I'm a verified YouTube dude. And I'm verified partner, and I'm going through the next stages of the YouTube dynamic, and you've helped me. And you've helped a number of us in business to actually do that. So it's amazingly powerful reciprocation that's going on, and the collaboration that does, and it's built us all up, hasn't it? And it's so much fun, because we know you're helping us, but we know we're helping you. And it's fun. And really, it's been a great fun journey along the way as we've grown and developed in this whole area of business.
And I think, I suppose I'll summarise it, because I'm marketing. I look at everything as numbers and marketing, but marketing is, at the end of the day, people.
Yes, it is. Yes.
That's all it is. So people who tell me, and you've seen some of my Facebook postings, you've got to understand the algorithm. No, you have to understand people. Oh, the algorithm changed on Facebook, I don't get any views. Well, I think the last one we put up, we had 2,500, which might not as many as a lot of other people get, but it's still a fair chunk.
It is.
Considering we didn't play with algorithms, all I did in my head was go, what would the advertisers on Facebook want to associate themselves with and appear alongside?
Mm-hmm.
That's a different question.
Yes, it is.
Than
yes.
what do I want to tell people?
Yes.
And when you structure it like that, then you go, okay, then this is how I'll present. Amazingly, you get shared a lot.
Yes.
And lots of people see you.
Yes.
It's not algorithms, it's not numbers.
No, it's not.
I'll leave you with this, it's people.
Absolutely. And so Michael is a real person. He's done a genuine business. It's a growing business. I'm loving being a part of it. And that's why I wanted to interview Michael today and bring him into our world. As you can see, an outstanding business. And we're working to help you by understanding these principles today so you can do business better. Would you like to be a guest on the John Hardy Show? I would like that. And it's really easy for you to find a way in which you can let me know you are interested. So please send me an email at john@peakconsultancy.com.au, or really easy, leave a comment below in the comments section and I will get back to you, and I'm looking forward for you to being a guest with me on my show. Hi everybody, I love this, that people around the world in business are listening to my show and they actually send in really, really neat questions. So let me help you today, right now. There's a comment section. If you have a question that comes out of this or any part of my show, put it in the comments section, and that will help me help businesses all around the world, because what we want to do through this is help you do business better. So Joseph asks a really interesting question that many businesses do, and that is, he has a cafe in Spain. Hey Joseph, great to see you. I want to do a JV, so a joint venture with another organization, another business, and asks this question: should it be a written agreement? What a great question. You know, when we enter into relationships, we've got mates that we want to enter relationships, or family, or friends, or colleagues, or good businesses that we know and like and trust, and we say, well, yeah, let's do business together. This will be really, really good. In any agreement, any conversation, any dynamic where you're coming together to do something, it's easy to get in. Really easy to get in. You know, we love each other, we like each other, we agree about, we've got similar motivations and passions and desires and attitudes, and we same values, same experience. We think, yeah, we could do this. And so the easy bit, Joseph, is getting in. The hard bit, this is the big challenge about agreements that we have on handshakes or verbal agreements or just a conversation or maybe even a comment in an email, is that we don't have a strategy to get out. So my comment is, it's not about should I have an agreement, it's about understanding how we get out of any kind of business relationship that we actually have. So the answer in simple terms is yes, you need a document. Whatever that document might be, but it needs to have legal standing in your jurisdiction. So we all have different jurisdictions, different strategies about how our legal systems work. So I can't tell you which is the best document or contract or agreement to have, but it must be the agreement that fits your jurisdiction. So that's the homework that you need to do. It's really easy. Find your local government authority, find your local state or federal authority, and find out what agreement. So it could be an MOU, it could be an MUA, it could be a JV. It could actually, you need to really have a real partnership agreement, documented. It could be a justice of the peace type agreement. Any of those, there's lots of really different expressions about how you enter in, great. No, how you exit out. So Joseph, it's really important that both parties understand what will be our exit strategy, because everything finishes. Now it might finish on an agreement that we've done our work, we've finished. it might be, sadly, on a death that nobody expected, and those happen on a regular basis, and that's out of our control. It could be that a new business adventure rises for one of the other partners and it's too good to let go, and they let you go and there's no strategy, and you wonder, where are you in the mix of all of those things? So it really is important. Have JVs, have joint ventures, exciting, because here is the power. Let me give you this principle. If you stand alone, you're easily picked off. Where if two stand together, you are more powerful than standing alone. The power of agreement is an amazing principle to actually understand and utilize in your world, because you have strengths, they have strengths, you bring those strengths together, and most of the time you have different to each other, and you add value immediately. And it really is great fun to do work with other people, because they bring added value into your world, you bring added value into theirs, and it really, really is cool. So, Joseph, I want to encourage you, really do that, but both parties need to understand, how are we going to start? Be really clear, set the guidelines of how you will then operate, be really clear. Then thirdly, be really clear how you will exit the relationship. And all of that needs to be documented. Hey, have fun in business, Joseph. Get involved in that relationship if all of those things will work, and watch the difference it will make for you, for them, and combined, what you will be able to achieve will be far greater than what you can achieve by yourself. So have fun doing that, but remember the principles I've shared with you today, because I want you to do business better. In business, we need some tips to help us do business better. And that is my mantra for you. I want to help you do business better. So the reason I do these shows and bring these tips for you is so you can actually do business better. My tip today is titled The Room. We all live in rooms, bedrooms, lounge rooms, living rooms, office rooms, studio rooms, like I'm in right now with you. But the room I actually want to really focus on is your business room, and how you describe it and how others describe it. And it's interesting to know that I hear this on a regular basis, the aspirational motivations of the business and the actual motivations of the business. And there is oftentimes a disconnect between the two, and we don't know it's happening. And we think that the values or the culture setting or the way we operate, everybody gets it, knows it, and understands it, and everybody's living in the room that I'm living in, and yet most of the time that is not true. And the test is this. Let me ask you this question. What do people say about you and the business when you are not in the room? It's a really interesting question to ask, and sometimes we don't ask that question, and we assume that everybody agrees with me. Everybody's signed up for the mission, vision, purpose, values, strategy, implementation, mottos, focus, direction, business plan, growth, all those KPIs, MOUs, all the stuff that makes up our business that we have been telling and speaking into our business. But it's when we leave the business room and our supervisors, our staff, our customers, our suppliers are in that room when we are not. And it's interesting to find out what they say and what they think and how they operate and how they describe and outwork the values that they have, and are they cohesive with what we are trying to describe our business room to be. And this is the challenge that we have, because I have a culture, you have a culture, your business has a culture, people in the room that we're talking about today, your business room, have a culture, and oftentimes they are clashing with one another because we haven't developed the way to make the connections really work. And I want to ask you as business operators, if you can find a way to see what the room is saying about you when you are not in there. One of the really cool tools is a tool called SurveyMonkey. And you might set that up, anonymous entrance, and you might just set a whole bunch of questions in there, maybe 5 or 10, no more than that, and set some questions up about what people really think about the business room that you are describing. So whether you do that online, like SurveyMonkey is, or whether you do that written and people just don't put their names and you don't try to decipher their handwriting, so you think, oh, that was Fred and that was Jane and that was Sam. Don't do that, because what you're trying to understand is your message and their message, and is there congruence? Is there cohesive? Is it purposeful? Is it connected? Is it going in the same direction, or are you aspirational about what you want? Are they aspirational about something entirely different? And there's a whole bunch of other values that are kind of sitting there that nobody really has identified, that this really is the cultural set of this business room. And that can trip us up. And so we're flying ahead going in a certain direction, and we've got our room that we don't know what's going on, and they're flying ahead and going on a different direction, and you only need to take a few degrees of difference that, 6 months down the track, the gap is really, really wide, and we wonder, how did we ever get there? And I've been in a situation where I was asked to go in, do a consultation, and bring part of an organization back that had moved quite dramatically over a number of years, and they finally realized, they are a long, long way from this. Oh, no. Almost panic set in. It kind of got a little bit difficult, and they had to ask the director at the time to step aside, and they asked me to do some consulting work, and we had to really realign that whole dynamic of the business and bring it back into core, which we did, and it's still operating successfully today because that alignment became really true, and they understood they needed to keep it in that space. And when we do that, we will actually resolve the shadow business that is there matching our business. And we will change that so the shadow won't be as deep and dark and as difficult. There'll still be some shadow there because we can't get everybody to live and breathe the way we are, but we can bring them closer to what really is the room that your business is. And most of the time it fails on this principle. It fails on clear, repeated communication. So the initial communication, we've had the big launch day, and then we forget all about it. We forget what it's all about, where we're going. And so I want you to really think about how you describe the room and how people are describing the room, your business room, when you are not in it, and what is the difference. And work on that, because I tell you what, don't react, don't get narky. Just say, I'm going to learn, because if we do this, there is another principle, together, alike, we are better. And that's really powerful to do. So let me help you do that, because I want to help you do business. So understand your room, understand your culture, understand the values, and work to bring them aligned so you really value the team that you're with, they value you, and it's going to be a great experience to do that. So understand your room, and you will do business better.